For Chantel Brown, the statistics are more than just numbers. Within 12 short hours across Chicago, 14 people were wounded, 2 people killed, one of them being Brown's oldest child.
I'm just going to miss her presence. She was a very, very beautiful, well-known, lovely girl.
17-year-old Gakirah Barnes loved basketball, her friends, and being with family.
I love her, and I'm going to fight for her to have justice, because I don't think it's fair that we're losing our kids being gunned down every day in the streets.
It's still under investigation what exactly happened Friday afternoon in the 6400 block of South Eberhard, but neighbors say Barnes and a friend were walking along the sidewalk when a gunman started firing.
When the bullet hit her, it was so powerful she fell on the step.
Residents who do not want to be identified say Barnes fought to live, but had been shot at least 9 times.
In the jaw, in the neck, and in the chest, and in the leg. 9 times, they said.
Barnes was transported to Northwestern, where she died, and tragically for this neighborhood, it wasn't the first child lost to gunfire.
I wanted to cry because I had 2 children that had been murdered, so I know how that mother feels.
Gakirah's mother and several other organizations have collectively put together a $10,000 reward for the person who brings forward the information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. This case is ongoing. No one is in custody as of yet. From Woodlawn, I'm Emily Flores, NBC 5 News.
If you owe me, then pay up. We got jocks with them lasers.
Gakirah Barnes died last month in April. She was 17 years old. She was killed in the Woodlawn neighborhood in a shooting, and she was shot multiple times. And so the police thought that she was targeted, that she was assassinated, essentially. Her mom said she was a smart kid. She was kind of shy, even timid, some people said. I talked to people at the school who said it took a while for her to warm up to her classmates and to her teachers, but and she had some initial discipline problems at the beginning, and she got suspended. But after that, she was a good student, they said. So she graduated her 8th grade at Perspectives IIT Math and Science Academy. She went back there for her freshman year, and things just did not work out. She had a really spotty attendance record. And the next thing you know, according to her mother, she was arrested for shooting a gun and wound up going into the juvenile justice system, and she essentially never really was a full-time student again. Compare that reputation as a shy, timid girl with her reputation on the street, which was a shooter or a hitter or an assassin. She was known to her rivals as somebody who was willing to shoot first, ask questions later. It's all over the internet. In fact, on her own Twitter site, she called herself Taekwon Assassin. Taekwon was a friend of hers who was killed, and she vowed to avenge his death. So female shooters and gangs are super rare. However, the significance of this story is that girls are becoming more and more involved in gangs and in violence, but it's usually with their hands and feet and not with firearms. So she was very unusual in that way. The estimates of how much damage she did varied depending on who you talk to. A high-level source I talked to said that a girl matching her description was a suspect in 3 to 5 shootings. One of those was a murder. I talked to other sources who are closer to the streets, and those people say that she was thought to have committed at least 15 shootings. Either way you cut it, it was not a one-time thing with her, according to these sources. The police, last time they had contact with her, and they saw Gakirah in an alley near 63rd and King Drive, which is kind of the borderline between her gang and another rival gang. And they thought that it was really unusual for her to be there. She was really putting herself at risk. She could have gotten shot there. And so one of the officials got out of the car and talked to her and offered her help, and she politely refused, and she walked away. 2 months later, she was dead.
We've got them here.
Yeah.
I was trying to up. Yeah, I was trying to us. I was like, damn, can you do that shit?
The exact text was something along the lines of, when it's all over with, I'm gonna get up in you or something. Does that sound about right?
That sound raw, so yeah, I'll be saying raw. Yeah, I probably did say that. I called I talked on the phone too.
Yeah, he really liked Gakirah. And he was like, well, she too pretty for that, and tell her to stop gang banging,
He liked her as a girlfriend?
Yeah, he wanted to be her boyfriend. And she just felt like he was trying to set her up and kill her. That's what she told me. She's like, I think he's just trying to kill me. He don't like me. What's the like?
It wasn't long before Gakirah's death was being mocked online. But over in O Block, King Von felt differently.
Well, you tweeted once, you said you miss her.
Yeah. Cause we used to be talking on the phone. Like, that's somebody, like, say somebody you DM and talking to. And then one day they just gone. Now you like, damn, who the I'm gonna talk to now?
It's DJ Trendie back with the latest news. Please like and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you. Today I will be talking about King Von killing Chicago's notorious teenage gangster Gakirah Barnes aka K.I. in 2014, says police report. There have been rumors regarding the death of Gakirah K.I. Barnes for years, but only recently have authorities reportedly come forward to release documents about the case. Back in 2014, 17-year-old Barnes, who was reportedly a member of the Gangster Disciples, was shot 9 times and killed in Chicago. The teen was a native of the city, and had a reputation as someone who had killed over a dozen people, and she lost her life to the streets she was reportedly dedicated to. Following Barnes' death, there were conversations about who the hooded figure was that shot her, and recently, reports have stated that the Chicago Police Department has released new information about Barnes' case. These newly shared documents showed that witnesses reportedly named King Von, a reported member of the Black Disciples, as the alleged shooter who was responsible for Barnes' death. An unknown M1 wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans approached the victims. The unknown offender then produced a handgun and began firing in the direction of the victims, striking all 3. The unknown offender then was observed entering an unknown vehicle making good his escape, the documents showed. The police also stated that the investigation revealed that the victim was killed by Davon Bennett, using King Von's government name. The rapper was said to have been positively identified as the offender. However, there wasn't enough evidence to tie Von to the slaying, so charges against him were filed. Many people from Chicago have taken to social media to share that this was information that has been known since Barnes' murder was first announced. This situation is crazy. Unfortunately, King Von nor K.I. is around to tell their side of the story. What do you think about these newly released documents from the Chicago Police Department? Do you think they're lying or just reporting facts? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button before you go. Thanks for watching.